God's heart is to bless. His heart is to bless, but we cannot receive the blessing if we're not obedient to God. Abram had done what God told him, leave his country, leave his father's household, go to a country we didn't even really know where he was going, but he went. He was also willing to believe God when God said that he would become the father of a great nation, showed him the stars and said, your descendants will be as many as the stars. Abram believed him, and it says that God counted this to him as righteousness. Blessings are given, but they can only be received when there is belief and obedience. Blessings held a very important part in the history of those old patriarchs, Abram, Isaac, Jacob. There was a God-given tradition that the eldest son was be given a double portion of the father's inheritance when the father died. And this was because the oldest son then became responsible to look after the wider family, and especially any unmarried sisters or daughters, because they had absolutely no other means of support. As well as this, the father would pass on a blessing to the eldest son so that he could prosper and then be able to fulfill his responsibilities. Genesis 27, we have the story of Isaac, who married Rebekah. They had twin sons, Esau the older and Jacob the younger. Esau grew up to be a strong man. He was a hunter. He loved the outdoors. Jacob was a quiet person, and it says he spent his time around the tents. Now, Esau came in one day from hunting, and he was starving, and he smelled a stew that Jacob was cooking, and he wanted it. And so he said to Jacob, give me some of that. And Jacob said, okay, if you'll sell me your birthright. Now Esau didn't hesitate. He was quite happy to sell his birthright. He probably didn't even want to be one who was responsible for the rest of the family when his father died. When Isaac came to the stage where he was dying, he said to Esau, the eldest, to go out, hunt an animal, make up a stew for him, come in and let him have it, and then he would give him the blessing. But his brother Jacob tricked Esau by dressing in Esau's clothes. He tricked Isaac by dressing in Esau's clothes, taking him some stew, and Isaac ended up giving him the blessing. When Esau returned and found out what had happened, Isaac said this to him, but I have blessed him and he is blessed. There was no taking back the blessing. There was no giving of an equal blessing to Esau, no matter how much he wept and pleaded. It's a story of deception, and Jacob certainly did not do the right thing. But Esau had disqualified himself from receiving the blessing by despising his birthright and the responsibilities that went with it. He was not in a place to be able to receive the blessing. We love to be blessed, and who doesn't? God's great desire is to bless us, but we cannot receive it if we are being disobedient or dishonouring him. And God sees what's in our heart.
From the break of the dawn to the setting of the sun, I will stand on every promise of your word. Words of power, strong to say, that will never pass away. I will stand on every promise of your word. For your covenant is sure, and on this I am secure. I can stand on every promise of your word. When I stumble and I see condemnation resting, I will stand on every promise of your word. You are faithful to forgive, and in freedom I find faith. So I stand on every promise of your word. If your innocence restored, you remember sin no more. So I'll stand on every promise of your word. When I'm faced with anguish choice, I will I'll stand on every promise of your word. Through this dark and troubled land, you will guide me with your hand, as I stand on every promise of your word. And you've promised to complete every work begun in me, so I'll stand on every promise of your word. Hope that lifts me from despair, love that casts out every fear, as I stand on every promise of your word. Not forsaken, not alone, for the Comforter has come, and I stand on every promise of your word. Grace sufficient, grace for me, grace for all who will believe. We will stand on every promise of your word. Grace sufficient, grace for me, grace for all who will believe. We will stand